Oh my God.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. Haircut.
I got a haircut too.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
that.
it's also kind of fun.
Yeah.
Haircut?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Like I did it over the break, like before Christmas, like a couple weeks before Christmas. So now it looks like my regular way. And like it's one of those haircuts where it's not really a haircut. Like I just got it
A
trimmed.
trim. A
The
trim.
trim. Trim.
I remember when you had dirty blonde hair. I remember those
What?
days. I remember those days. It was like grade 7 or 8 or something like that. Yeah.
What?
I used to have a lot of different hair
Did
colors.
you have like purple at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it went from dirty blonde to like purple because you have to like bleach your hair before you like dye it, especially if you have like
Oh,
super
dirty.
like I have black hair. So
Oh, I guess.
have to bleach it for the color to show. So
Okay.
that's why I was like dirty blonde for a bit. But yeah, now we're healthy.
All
And
grown out
honestly,
now.
yeah, like it's a lot to like maintain hair colors.
Oh yeah.
Especially like lighter colors like
I
blonde.
went blonde. Like
Oh my god.
yeah, like I went blonde like my second year. And oh my goodness, I hated it so much. Like it was so much maintenance, and like I like the recent haircut I got, I just chopped off all like the bleached ends because it's like
Yeah.
it's too dry.
And all the purple shampoo.
Oh,
Wait,
I
what? Like grape flavored?
no,
No, no, no, no, like grape scented. Sorry.
no,
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 no.
never
it's
mind.
pretty much like just to. I forgot the purpose of it.
It's to like basically like temporary dye your hair like every single time you shower, so like it maintains like the kind of like blonde, so it doesn't. You know how sometimes it looks like orange?
Yes.
Just to
Yeah,
refrain from that.
just to stop that from looking like that.
I thought that was done on purpose, like the orange.
No. It's called looking brassy. Yeah.
Brassy?
Yeah, because it looks like brass. Like, because it's so
Oh,
orangey and like,
Yeah.
it's like, ugh,
that's
like,
new information. Yeah,
yeah.
that's new Yesterday, I learned about first and second and whatever positions for dancing.
Uh,
I had a dance athlete I was telling you about, and today I'm learning about hair.
hey.
I'm gonna learn something else tomorrow.
With more women in it.
You learn a lot of new things, you know.
Well, I haven't been able to because I'm not around you as often.
Oh.
That's true.
This is your opportunity. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is-
It's okay. You can like lean into your femininity.
oh my
Okay.
god.
But yeah, before we get into the episode, or as we were getting into the episode now, we have a special guest today. If you
Hi.
want to introduce
Oh,
yourself.
so my name is Tianne. I am a first year athletic therapy student in York, and I am also Ryan's mentee.
What does
So
that mean?
yeah, I was gonna ask.
Oh, sorry. Allow me to explain. So at our athletic therapy program, we have third years that mentor a bunch of first years, and I am Ryan's mentee.
So I mentor her
Yes, yes,
in athletic therapy.
I learn from him
Yeah.
all the time. Anytime I have a question, I'm like, hey Ryan, so and then he helps me out.
And then I roll my eyes. I'm like, this is how you
Yeah,
do this.
yeah.
No, yeah, no, but Jan's great. So.
That's great.
Aw.
You must know a lot. It's so crazy. And I was talking to my boss at work about this. How we're like doing these mentoring sessions now in third year, and you don't realize how much you learn until you're actually teaching other people, or
Mm.
it's until like after the fact, you know? Like I think as we're finishing up our program and like we're finishing off with third year, I'm like doing other mentoring sessions with like first and second years, and I think to myself, I'm like, wow, 2, 3 years ago, like I didn't know anything, like I didn't know any of this, and here we are.
Mm.
It's crazy,
Yeah,
crazy time.
yeah. On was it Monday or Tuesday? We got on like an hour-long
Oh
phone
yeah.
call because you were sick. You
Yeah.
couldn't meet in
It
person.
was Wednesday. It was
It's
Wednesday.
Wednesday, okay. And then I just spent that whole hour just talking about biomechanics. And then when we were done, we hopped off the call. I just looked at like I just stared into blank space for like a good 2 minutes. I'm like,
Damn.
I know stuff. Wow, that's crazy.
Like wow, the way I explained that hinge movement, wow, good job, Ryan. Like
Wow, it's like you studied. It's like you learned
I
this
know, right?
No,
But did you understand it?
I
Oh,
did.
okay, all
Yeah.
right.
No, no, I did. Trust me.
All right, perfect.
So we're getting into this episode a little more about yourself. So just so the audience know, audience knows like your background in schooling, any extracurriculars you may do, volunteering, education thus far.
Okay, so fun fact, I am not actually Canadian or from the North Americas. I am from Hong Kong and I came here around like what, 3 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago. And my first time in North America, it was a huge cultural shock. Like it crazy, crazy place. But yeah, I grew up in Hong Kong, went to school there. I graduated high school like 2022. And then, or is it? Oh my god. Oh my god, like when did I graduate? But basically what I'm trying to say is I took a gap year because my like 4 months before I graduated high school, I tore my ACL. Not just my ACL. I
Oh,
tore my ACL, MCL grade 2 tear and PCL grade 1 tear.
oh, PCL.
Yeah, it was a really nasty.
Okay.
Like I
Okay.
was playing volleyball, and this wasn't even like an actual game. This was like a funsy game, like student
Mhm.
versus teacher game, and I was like warming up, gonna hit the first set, and then mind you, the oh what, mind you, the entire school was watching because it was like, oh, students versus teachers, who's gonna win? And I go up there, hit the first ball. Set was kind of tight, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna, I'm just still gonna hit it. I take off. I hit the ball and I land so bad that people said that my foot, like my knee, if this was like my knee and this was like my foot, it's supposed to like point like upwards.
Mhm.
It was like this.
Oh.
So I'm pretty sure like I dislocated my knee and then the nurse came and helped me and then she like touched it and like popped it right back. And then she was like, "Oh, does that feel better?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And then afterwards I
Oh,
was
the
like,
nurse did that?
I don't think she like
Oh.
did it.
Okay.
No, no,
Okay.
she did not do it. She touched it. She didn't do it. She didn't do any like actual like work or anything. It just like popped right back.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think she was trying to assess it.
Oh, and then it
It
just like
just
nag.
it
Okay.
just popped right back in. I'm
Okay.
like, she did not do anything. Oh my god, she did not do anything. She did not do anything. Yeah, no, and I thought like, cause I didn't know like my knee could move like that, right? So I
Mm.
was like, oh, maybe it's like maybe it's like patella like dislocation, like whatever. And then got the MRI, and the doctor was like, yeah, it's not looking
Yeah.
good. And I was like, oh man. Yeah. So back then I was at like a really weird time in my life. I was gonna go to Australia for nursing. Went to the
Oh.
hospital. Yeah, like I'm telling you, like my gap year like did a lot.
Mhm.
I was going to go to Australia for nursing, and then I was in the hospital for like a few days, and I was like, "There's no way I'm doing that. There's no way I'm doing all that. Nah, 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 nah. I'm good. I'm good." Yeah. So spent a lot of time in physio.
Mhm.
Got to learn about like I mean, just like as a patient, right? Like you get informed, and I was like, maybe like, and then I think I got like a resource from like a friend that like, oh, like if you want to go back into volleyball, there's this thing called athletic therapy, and like it's not big in Hong Kong at all. Like I've never heard of this ever.
Makes sense.
Yeah, like, and this was like maybe in the later stages of my recovery, and I was like, oh man, I wish that like I got this kind of treatment instead of the physio treatment I got, because it was just like as I was doing my physio was trying to work it out too. And like
Mm.
I was doing my physio with a bunch of old people in this hospital. I'm just like, this is not the optimal environment for
Yeah.
me to do my physio in.
Yeah. It's not as like specialized or catered towards like the sport that you're
Yeah.
actually doing. And like when you get out of physio school, it's pretty much like general information
Yeah.
that you would need to apply for like Gen Pop, like
Mm.
any other
Mm.
MSK, like neuromuscular, any of that. So they don't really specialize in the same way that we do for like athletic
We'll
population.
get we
Mm.
get you back to what you love doing. That's
Yeah.
the best way to put it.
And I still have a lot of hamstring deficit. I think that my ankle on my other side is like kind of like unstable now because I've done that compensation. It's just like now that I'm learning all this in AC, I'm like, oh, okay, this is what's
This makes
happening here.
sense.
Yeah, like
This
oh,
makes
I'm
sense.
screwed. Oh, like I really need to get back in the gym. Like gotta build that hamstring up.
So you started athletic therapy in Hong Kong, like treatment and
No, just physio.
just physio.
Just physio.
Okay.
But I learned the idea of athletic therapy in Hong Kong.
Mhm.
Did some more research, decided that I don't want to go to Australia. I want to go to Canada. And I was looking up schools like, oh, like physio, athletic therapy. Oh, York offers this. Okay, nice. Wait, nowhere else offers this. That's a
Yeah,
university.
Yeah.
Ah.
absolutely. No, no, no.
Yeah. So,
You actually have a very interesting like pathway because there's not a lot of people who are like international students who go from like Hong Kong all the way to Toronto, literally just for this
Just
program.
for yeah.
No.
A lot of people like who are in first and second year, they only find out about the program, right?
Oh.
They find out about the certificate program as they're studying
Mm.
kinesiology. So it's kind of like they already set their minds on kinesiology, but with you, it's kind of like you're an international student who came here for the certificate
Oh
program.
yeah.
That's very like specialized. So like how did that work like as an international student applying to York in the first place?
Dude, I'm not even gonna lie, like I had basically all my eggs in one basket. Like it was either I get in or I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea. Um, how did it work? I just like, I mean, like a lot of people know, like if they met me in first year, like they're like, oh, what do you study here? Kinesiology. Yeah, yeah. Like, oh, you're from Hong Kong. Oh, why'd you come here? Just I told them like just to study athletic therapy.
Mm.
So and I went to like a lot of the info sessions. I like, even my first year, like I asked around a lot of like AT students, like, oh, how do I get in? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like I tried really, really hard,
Yeah.
and then like try to get my grades up so I can meet like the quota, whatever, and like so you can imagine my panic when I receive an email after the interview saying, "Oh, we're so sorry. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're on the wait list." I'm like, "No." I was
Waitlisted.
Oh,
waitlisted.
that's
Yeah.
interesting too. Okay.
Yeah. No, and you can also imagine my panic when I go to almost every single info session, and every single info session they're like, "Oh, we're trying to expand the program, 50 plus students. We're really trying to like build this program here, make it something big so more students can like learn." And you can imagine my panic when I went to the interview, saw the max 24 students like
Yeah.
accept
Yeah,
rate.
yeah. We were talking about that.
Like on our way here, as we parked our car, we were walking towards campus, and we were like literally just chatting about the same thing. How the number of people in each cohort it increased and then it
Yeah,
decreased.
it was like, cut by half almost.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we had 44 entering in our first year.
42, 44, somewhere around there.
So that's literally double of
Yeah.
your acceptance rate.
No, yeah, I was like with my friend, I was like, yo, that has to be a typo. There's no way. Like, there's no way they lied to us for like 2 years straight. Like, there's no way. But
Well, they probably did, it was probably just like short staff and
yeah,
stuff. So
I
there's no
figured.
chance you can have like 50
Yeah.
students with only
Two.
5
No,
instructors,
yeah,
right?
we have two profs in our year.
Yeah, see? Like
So
it's
it's understandable.
it's too difficult. But
Yeah.
you made it past the waitlist phase.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You got the email. You
Yeah.
said, "Okay, welcome aboard." And now you're in first year.
Yeah.
So, what was that feeling when you got that email?
Oh
Like,
my goodness, I described it as top 10 anime comebacks. Like it was like I was like, guys, I'm this is it. I was actually like freaking out because I was like in my head because again, I pay international fees. They're expensive. I pay like very expensive rent. I'm like, dude, like I'm gonna have to break it to my parents like, "Hey mom and dad, yeah, you're gonna have to pay one more year of this stuff." Oh my goodness. Like I was like thinking like maybe I don't do athletic therapy, maybe, or even I do it at Sheridan, or maybe I just go to physio and like overseas, whatever, if I don't get in Canada and yada yada, all this stuff. And then like a month and a bit later I got the acceptance letter and I was like, oh my goodness, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
break,
Yeah.
break.
Yeah, like actually like it was a roller coaster of a 2 months. I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm very thankful that I'm in now. So
That's super sick.
yeah.
How did you find like that transition as like an international student coming from like Hong Kong to Toronto? Like how did you find yourself like I guess like in a sense of belonging?
This
And
is such a funny question because I felt like because I went to international school.
yeah.
So if anything, I felt like more like an outsider. Like I kept in touch with like I have a lot of like local school friends. Like I still speak fluent Cantonese, but still there is like my interest, my like what kind of social media I'm using and like what side of like the internet I'm on. I'm honestly more on like Canadian American side of like social media. So honestly coming here was more just like, oh, like obviously there's things that are like just like environment wise different. But then in terms of like a whole like cultural aspect, because Canada's such a like cultural
Yeah.
It's a
like
diverse place. Yeah.
especially in Toronto, like so everything just kind of like, oh, like for example in Hong Kong the Middle Eastern and Indian population is very very small, like compared to Canada it's very very small. So like I had to learn about a lot of other cultures. Same with like maybe like African cultures, like the population it's there, but I just never had to like you know do anything about it. Like everyone just kept in their own circles. But here it's much more like integrated. I learn more things, and like I learn like in Hong Kong, like there's not a lot of Muslim culture. So like here I'm like, oh, like stuff is halal. It matters.
Yeah.
Okay, like what's
Shout out
halal?
halal meat.
Yeah, like what is that? Like, oh, shawarma. Like I've almost never had shawarma in Hong Kong.
Makes sense.
I have to
Makes sense.
like I have to go to a place, but here's like shawarma's like everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? So yeah.
So would you say like diversity is kind of like the biggest culture shock?
Actually, that's one of the things that drew me to Toronto.
Okay.
Because in Australia, like I have a lot of friends that go to Australia for school, and they're like, yeah, the segregation's like not segregation, but like it's just like the racial like
they stay to themselves.
yeah, like it's not very integrated. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but here I think it's a lot more integrated and like a lot more like everyone's just kind of like, you know. I think it's very rich in cultural diversity, and that's the one thing I appreciate about Toronto.
Nice.
So.
What about the weather?
I honestly like, oh my, I don't know. Okay, first year me, I was very strange. Like, I just wanted to not be afraid of the cold, so I would wear like shorts out when it was like super super cold.
Oh god.
My friends are like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I'm so Canadian. Oh my, I'm not afraid of the cold." But then now I'm like, guys, like, what was I doing? Yeah.
Bundle up. It's like when you're in grade school, at least like growing up,
Yeah.
where your parents like tell you like, "Oh, don't forget to wear a jacket," and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm not
And then you
cold.
end up sick for the next 2
Yeah.
weeks.
Oh my god. Actually, my first like month here, I was like super sick because it was like my first time going to somewhere like without a mask for so long.
Yeah.
Because in Hong Kong, the mask mandate was like really, really like strict.
Asia at the time it was very
Yeah, it was
crazy.
very crazy. Yeah. So I came here, took my mask off, exposed myself to a bunch of germs, like foreign germs. I'm telling you, like I went to like a week like frosh. I was like I lost my voice, and I never lose my voice. I like could not speak for like 3 days, and I was super 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 sick. Like I've never been so sick in my life.
Did too much maple syrup.
Yeah, yeah.
So now that you've touched upon like your experience with like injuries, is there anything else in your personal experience that like drove you to athletic therapy? Like what drew you into the program?
I think I've like my dad's a doctor, and I've always
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't know that.
No, yeah, my dad's a doctor, and I've always kind of like appreciated the fact that having someone in your household. And also, my mom's an ex-nurse.
Okay.
Yeah, so like super like medical family, and like I've always really appreciate the fact that having like a healthcare worker in your family is actually so beneficial. It saves so much time, so much hassle. Oh my gosh, dad, like what's happening to my thumb? Oh, let me give you some bad antibiotics. Boom, you're good. And like maybe I have like a really bad scrape. Don't even need to go to the hospital. Just like, oh, we have dressing. Boom, done.
Just go home.
No, literally, like it was fine.
We
Like,
have doctors at home.
literally, we have doctors at home. No, yeah. So I really appreciate that fact, and like I used to also aim for medical, but
Yeah.
you know, aim higher and like fall like
It's
you know.
a good second. This is
Yeah, yes, this is not bad. Yeah. So no, yeah, I've always appreciated that, and during my gap year, I did work with my high school team's boys volleyball team.
Okay.
My high school volleyball team, and I just was like, oh my goodness, as someone who is injured, how you guys are playing is extremely dangerous. And how you guys are doing conditioning, how you guys are like doing like you can just see, like I don't even need to have any knowledge. Like, dude, the way you're swinging at the ball, like you're gonna hurt your shoulder. Like, what are you doing? So like I tried really hard to like kind of like educate myself and like be like, okay guys, like maybe don't do this. Maybe like don't you know, just swing with your arm, like maybe use your body more, and like maybe like train up your hamstrings or quads or whatever just to have injury prevention, or like for your ankles and whatnot. So I think as I was doing it in my gap year, I was like, yeah, this is definitely something I want to do, just because it didn't feel like work. It just felt like the it just felt good, you know, like it felt natural. Yeah. Oh, very complicated. I wanted to coach so bad, but like I didn't have any certification. I can't just be like, oh, I'm a high school graduate. Let me teach you guys how to do this. Like that's not realistic.
Yeah.
But I was just there to like, I guess like as a manager position.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like take stats and like kind of like give my like because there's only one coach at a high school varsity level. Like it's tough, right?
Was it a good team?
We had a lot of potential. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
That's a nice way of
The talent was there.
The talent was there. The potential, you know. The results were it's not about the results, guys. It's about the journey.
It's about the friends we made along the way.
Along the way. So yeah.
So, aside from that, were there any other experiences you had that you feel helped you in the process of getting the interview, getting accepted into the program?
Yeah, for sure. Like I work at the school gym at York,
Mm-hmm.
and I get exposed to a lot of injuries, and there's a lot of like medical reports, and it's not like, and we do like our CPR training, and it's not like this stuff isn't useful. It is useful. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally right before I got in the program, I had to help a client with an ACL tear. He would try to kick a ball, the ball like rolled over his feet, he like tripped, and like it was weird, and then snapped.
It happens. Honestly, it
Yeah.
The
happens to like the
strangest. Yeah.
Yeah,
things.
Yeah.
and like, and it's like you see things, and it's like you just think it's like, oh, like it's stupid mistakes. I would never do that, or like why would anyone do it? But they do happen,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So it's, and how you like handle the client and how they react, and how like, because I'm so sorry, like the guy, I was convincing. I was like, please, 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 please go to the hospital. Because people with ACL tears, like, especially if it's not like a crazy collision, like they're kind of in denial. Because
Hmm.
I was also there. I was like, oh no, like I have to go to the because I had to go to the dentist like after like my volleyball thing. I was like, guys, I have to go to the
I
dentist.
have a dentist
I
appointment.
can't be doing it. And
Different part of your body.
Yeah.
no,
That
literally,
doesn't really need
and
that much
then no, my
attention.
friends were
Yeah.
like, dude, like your knees like blown, like you're done. I'm like, what are you talking about? So like I was really trying hard to like be like, hey, dude, I know you don't feel anything because your ligaments fully ruptured.
Yeah.
You can't but you need to go to the hospital. And obviously he did. But like it's just like being at being at York, just like exposing myself to this environment, learn a lot. And also, I did work at a knee brace clinic.
Like medical devices.
Or was it like a physio clinic where there was a knee specialist?
Yeah, volunteer. Yeah, sure, volunteer work. And yeah, we measure like the thing, and like I would see a lot of conditions like osteoarthritis, patella. Like there, we had a lot of like different braces, and like depending on whichever like diagnoses the doctor's note was, and we like measure, and we'd be like,
Hmm.
okay, this and that, like teach you how to use the brace. And like I kind of understood the kind of anatomy with the knee too, because like especially with OA, because you're trying to like open this up and dial, like
Hmm.
it kind of informed me, and like it actually gave me a lot of like context, I guess, to like the whole, okay, like let's just say if this client doesn't want to go through a surgery, what are the other treatments or like management ways to like manage this injury, you know, because not everyone can afford surgery.
Mhm.
So that was really helpful. Yeah.
And some people don't even do surgery, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
some people have like a completely ruptured like ACL, and they can opt to like not do surgery just because like they don't feel the need to like
Yeah.
maintain that level of
Hmm.
functionality again. Like nothing in their lifestyle really
Yeah.
acquires them to do that.
And some meniscus tears are the same thing. You don't need to. Some people choose not to go undergo a surgery to repair a meniscus because to them it's not important. It's not useful enough for them to be like, oh, I need it for functional movements. Like, no, they're just going to work every day. It's
Mm.
nothing crazy, right?
So, just into like another segue, we have some Q&A sessions coming up for this program, and I know there's like some people out there who are interested in the program. If you can give like a brief rundown of what your application process looked like in terms of like applying online, I guess, and then up into like the interview process, what that kind of looks like very briefly without disclosing anything.
Mhm.
And yeah, just like giving a rundown of what that process looks
Yeah,
like for students who are interested.
yeah. Isabel and I are too old to do that.
Recall.
Might have changed, to be honest.
That is
Maybe,
true.
yeah. So obviously go to the info sessions. I think when you go to the info session, like they make you sign up with your email. And then afterwards you just keep on getting like updates. And then I think somewhere down the line they send you this like email for application.
Mm-hmm.
So you start your application process with the form. There's a lot of questions on there like, oh, like why do you think you'd be a good candidate? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? How do you work with people? Yada yada yada. Like tell us how you got in, like how you're informed about athletic therapy, or like what kind of future you want to take with this, and you kind of like write about yourself basically. And after that you send it in, and I think like a month or two later they hit you back with an email like either like congrats, you're in round 2 of our interview process, or sorry, thank you for your application.
Yeah.
We're so sorry we can't offer you like a position in the interview process. And then in the interview, there it's really ambiguous, I guess. Like it's just kind of like okay, like you don't really know. Like from what I've heard from the interview, like I've always just asked like upperclassmen, because in the email it doesn't say anything about like it says like yeah there's like a group portion and personal portion, but like what exactly happens in there, like it
We
doesn't
can't tell you.
it doesn't know like it's very like what so like I was asking like a lot of people. I'm like so like what does actually like what do I have to prepare for, like what's going on. But yeah, it's just like they hit you with some resources to prepare you like I guess like before the interview, and then you kind of just like bring yourself like a lot of people say like how they're gonna prepare, they're gonna brush up on their anatomy, this isn't that, like yeah I guess like it could be helpful, but it honestly like just bring yourself, you know, just like dress nice, um
Yeah.
dress
I hope
nice.
so. I hope so.
No sweats.
Oh no, you I saw a lot of sweatpants.
Maybe they changed in the washroom.
I don't know, I have no idea, hopefully, but no, but like dress nice, present yourself professionally, and then just bring yourself, bring your personality. And one thing I heard that kind of like not reassured me, but it's just kind of like okay, like there's not much I can do. It's like you either have it or you don't, and
Yeah.
it's like it's either you're suitable or you're not.
Mhm.
And if you're not suitable and they can see that you're not suitable, you just gotta trust, because it's like if they don't think you're a good fit for this program, it's not only like them taking candidates in, right? It's also for your own benefit. Like this person is not gonna enjoy it here, or this person is not suitable here. Like so we're not gonna take them, kind of thing. So it's just I just kind of like try to like be myself, try to get to learn how to like on the spot kind of like interact with people I just met in like discussions.
Yeah,
And
that's big.
Yeah,
yeah.
you learned a lot, to be honest. Like you kind of just like meet someone, you just start chatting with them. It happens so often in like this career path because
Yeah.
you run into so many different people and you're interacting with lots of teams,
Mhm.
lots of players,
Lots of
lots of
professions.
lots of professionals, and you just gotta learn how to like
Wing
communicate.
it, yeah. Yeah. So there's that. And so after like I think it was like a few hours, like maybe like half a day of like interviewing people, it's just they kind of let you go and you just kind of like wait for like they'll tell you like a date, and then date comes, email comes, you either get accepted, rejected, or waitlisted. And then
What does that timeline look like for like from the start of the application process up until like when are interviews usually? When do you hear back? What's that difference like when you're waitlisted? Like what is that time discrepancy?
okay, so the written application I believe was around like February, like due February. I think they come out like either late December or early January,
Mhm.
and then they're due around like February-ish. And then afterwards interviews are I think like late or mid-April.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, late or mid-April. And then you hear back around May, and I got accepted. Oh, you hear back in May, and I got waitlisted, and then in June I got accepted.
Okay, so
Nice.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, 1 month later.
it's not too bad.
Yeah,
Unlike other schools, which force you to wait like 3 months, 4 months.
oh god.
Long
Yeah.
Still waiting.
Oh, you'll hear back. You'll hear back.
But yeah, no, like the interview process, obviously lots of nerves during that time. You're
Yeah,
surrounded by a bunch of certified athletic therapists. Like,
yeah.
what were your feelings before and after? Like, were you like obviously don't talk about the questions, but
Yeah.
tell us like how were you feeling talking and discussing your personal experiences and why you wanted to be there compared to afterwards you coming out. Were you nervous? Were you anxious?
I think I was the most nervous for the one-on-one interview, like the individual part. And I think I walked out of there and I'm like, man, I didn't say what I wanted to say. Like, you only have so much time,
Yeah.
and they only have so much, like, you only can say so much for them to know who you are. And I was like, I don't feel like they, I don't feel like I said the right things for them to understand why I'm doing this, who I am. And that was, that was what, like, and I even, like, regretted some things I said because I was very, like, because I was just very vulnerable, like not vulnerable, but very like frank about like this is what's going on. This is how I've learned or how I've done this or how I feel about this.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't think it was like necessarily the like as an interviewer, you don't want to exactly hear that from your
Yeah,
yeah.
some like answers that you don't want to hear as like an employer.
Yeah.
It's like looking to get people into a program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hey, I don't know if that put me on the wait list or got me through to the to here I where I am now. But hey, I don't know. But I said some things, I regretted it, but it is what it is. Like
It happens. Everyone
Yes.
has like bad interview experiences. I don't know if it's like so far bad in that kind of spectrum of
Mhm.
things because at the end of the day, they're still here.
Yeah. Hey.
Get there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but after our interview, I think I was one of the later cohorts or later people with an interview. You and Kyler were already upstairs. I walk up. I'm just like, guys, I don't know if I'm getting in. I messed up on the first question. I was talking and then I asked, sorry, could you repeat the question again? And then I swear to God, a lot of people around me, they're just like, oh my God, I messed up on the first question too. I'm like, so I'm in the clear. I'm in the clear then. But yeah, it was stressful. I remember that.
Especially for you where there's like high stakes. It's like I went to this school across the
Yeah.
world for this program. So I get it. But you know what? We're over that. We've overcame that. And we're here now.
Yeah, we're here now.
So you finished your first semester.
Mhm.
How was that? How was that experience like
Oh,
I guess
jeez.
transitioning from your kinesiology courses? Not I mean you're still doing that
Mhm.
concurrently with the certificate program, but how would you describe the differences that you kind of notice in a classroom and academia setting?
It's like you care a lot more about what you learn.
Mhm.
Like in class, like just in normal classes, the prof would like we would be on like a topic, and then obviously you're gonna hear a lot of people say like, "Oh, why are we learning about this? It's so stupid." But then like in AT class, it's like I know why I'm learning about this,
Mm-hmm.
and it also connects a lot of dots with other classes as well, like anatomy, physiology, and like because believe it or not, those things really do like especially anatomy, physiology they tie like a lot of like they tie a lot of injuries together, like especially with the whole like ion influx and the NaCl. Like it actually like it makes sense when you put it in like a context where you actually have to apply it. And I'll say it like we do a lot of research and tutorial. I'm so bad at research. I'm so bad at it.
I'm sure
Like
you're better than you think you are.
let's just hope we are. Let's just hope I am. But like
Better at it. I think
yeah.
like it's still hard. It's still a hard thing to do, but the more you do it, the more you practice through repetition. It's not like it gets easier. You just get better at it.
Yeah, no, and I do think I've improved, but I think it's still one thing I know I have to keep working on.
Yeah.
It's fine. Take
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. But it's just like and it's so funny because I wrote the exam for like a few months like in December and I can just see like, oh, we talked about this in class.
Yeah.
Oh, this person this and I put this in here
Yeah.
and it's like it almost feels like you're also contributing and putting the exam together. It's such a weird feeling and it's like your research matters because it's about how you contribute to the tutorial and how what your peers are learning too,
Mhm.
right? So it's like it actually matters and you'll want to and your peers eventually become your friends and it's like you don't want to let your friends down. You don't want to come to class with nothing. You want to be able to contribute and like solve this mystery like of a case
Yeah.
study
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah.
kind of different how it works here, at least in York with our program, where the onus is like on everyone in your tutorial essentially to put in the work
Yeah.
because all the information you need to know for your exams is based on
Yeah.
information that everyone
Yep.
else brings. So you really want to put in, like, put your best foot forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't, it's going to be a struggle since this is the first time you're seeing a case study or a scenario like this. You're going to see way more moving down in the future, and if you don't have that knowledge now, it's going to be so much more difficult for you to catch up and learn about it in the future down the line.
Yeah. I just think it's also like nice that everyone has their own like expertise and like in during like exam season, we were all in this room and like we had like whiteboards and stuff, and we were just like drawing like diagrams, like oh this and that, and like wait, like, and we ask questions to each other, and like we learn from each other, and like because we're teaching and learning from each other,
Yeah.
it sticks. Yeah, so it's
And
nice.
I think it's way more effective than just one singular prof up there teaching,
Yeah.
talking for hours at a time. Whereas here, it's way more engaging. You get to discuss, throw ideas around, and everyone gets to learn. Like me personally, I'm someone who learns better when I teach it to someone else.
Mm.
Whereas I find it difficult when I have to listen to the same person talk about the same topic for X amount of time. It gets so bland for me.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of learning curves going on in your first year. How do you manage that personally?
How do I manage it? I Me personally, I think I learn by asking questions and I learn by doing. And so, if I'm and then thank God for this peer mentor situation. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, half of it is like class, half of it is me just like, Ryan, please help me, please. I beg you, please. No, but yeah, I just think that there's a lot of like amazing, smart, talented, just like very helpful individuals in this room all the time. Whenever I have a question, whenever I'm studying for an OP exam, it doesn't even have to just be Ryan. It could be anyone. I don't even know who they are. I walk in, I'm like, hi, my name is Tianne. I'm a first year. I have some questions. Do you mind helping me out? And they're all very nice.
Introduction consent.
No,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah, no, yeah, and it's I met a lot of different people by doing that, and if I see something that I'm interested in, I'm like, oh, like what are you doing? Can you tell me more? Yada yada, because um a lot of the stuff that is happening, or like it's not as that I see like going on here, it's not just like relevant to class. Maybe my friend has a similar like shoulder or like quad or whatever. Like I'm just learning, and maybe somewhere down the road I'll get to revisit it, and I'll be like, oh, so this is what they were doing. I can like help my friend now, or like I can like not help my friend, but I can be like, oh, this is what's happening to my friend, kind of thing. So
So that learning curve, is it like you the difference between regular core kin classes versus this? Like what was that learning curve like? How much more difficult did you find it to be learning in this environment compared to that?
mm, like I don't know, because I wouldn't say like it's much more difficult, but because if anything, this program sets you up to learn better.
Mm.
I would say like I would say the curve is the workload, because you spend a lot more time like focusing on the case study, you focus on your research, and like because how I do my case studies is that we kind of do our own notes and then we like put on a PowerPoint.
Oh,
I'm doing that PowerPoint like almost every single week. Like I'm with my friends like busting out like freaking PowerPoint, and my friends like, oh, you're doing that PowerPoint? I'm like, yeah. And like they're like, are you done yet? I'm like, this is like the second one. Like it's a completely different PowerPoint. Like I'm done with the last one. Yeah.
Presentation skills.
Yeah, presentation skills.
yeah.
Yeah. I was stuttering so much my first like presentation. I was like, oh my god, I fumbled. Yeah, I'm much better now, but it's just like again, like it's everything's just thrown at you all at once, and you just kind of have to like you kind of just have to be okay with saying, you know what, I'm really bad at this right now, but that's okay
Yeah.
because I'm gonna get better at this because I'm
Yeah.
gonna spend like 2 semesters on this. So it's like it's okay that I'm bad at this now. It's okay. I As long as I keep going and I keep working and I keep improving, no matter how much, at least I'm in the net positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's good. I like that answer. That kind of like answers the next question, sort of, where it's kind of like, um, if there are any moments you've come across this far,
Mm.
you feel like you've accomplished something or you've overcame something. I know you kind of just explained the whole presentation thing. I think that's like a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like learning how to present, like communicate, like that's a big skill to have, not only as like a healthcare provider because you're gonna have to do that
Yeah.
every time you're doing education and educating your patients, and not even just your patients, but like other people who are involved in the process, but just as like a person.
Yeah. Um, any moments? Oh man. I don't know.
OP
Oh,
scenario?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, I felt okay. I didn't get that good of a grade from the OP, but like I did my last OP. And I can I talk about the what the OP was on or
Keep it
brief?
keep it brief. Just
Okay.
talk about your feelings and how you prepared and stuff like that.
How
Okay.
you felt like after the fact?
Um yeah, I went into this last OP like feeling like super overwhelmed because like it was like a very large, it was like not very large, but a larger pool of like possible scenarios that could happen. And I walked in there and it was like a the injury was just, it wasn't like my number one like most wanted, but I feel like I still was satisfied with the way I handled it. My grade says otherwise. Not that I did horrible,
Mhm.
It's okay.
but it's just like it was okay. But I think I didn't have the confidence if I were to be faced with this scenario before the actual like OP because I'm like I don't know what I'm doing.
Mhm.
But then I walked out of there and I was like, you know what? If this were to happen to me, maybe I wouldn't do that bad. Like maybe like I could probably handle it or I
That
could
person,
probably like
that
manage
person would
it.
be alive.
That person
Yeah,
would be alive.
and that's what
So.
matters.
Yeah, yeah. So
As a disclaimer, OP is a practical exam.
oral practical.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
pretty much just like a hands-on kind of practical exam you do where you're given a scenario and
An evaluator, yeah,
Yeah.
an evaluator watches you do it and notes down any good stuff or
Yeah.
bad stuff that you're not doing, etc., etc.
Yeah. So I think I walked out of there and I was like, okay, there's things I could work on, but not bad. So
If you walk out of scenario knowing that there are stuff that you need to work on, that's a good sign that you know where your skill difference, there's a gap in your skill, and from there you just keep practicing, you keep working on it until the next time you come across it, you don't commit the same error.
yeah.
That's a good way to look at it instead of being like, man, I should have done this
Yeah.
and not do anything about it, right?
Yeah, that's true, yeah. But
a good self-reflection kind of moment. So
yeah.
yeah. Okay, next question. What do you look forward to the most in your upcoming years within this program? So in both second year, third year,
Or end of first year.
first year.
I really am super interested in like soft tissue release. Like I really want to learn more about that. And like one time my friend was like having like really like his shoulder was like oh my god like it was super sore and super stiff and he was just like right across the room and I was like yeah one of the third years just teaching me how to like move the scapula and like kind of like do this and this that and I was like whoa this is really cool like
I was there that day.
yeah
I
he
was
was
there
there
that
that
day. I
day yeah
remember.
yeah because it's I feel like soft tissue release it's not just like oh yeah because yeah it's not just like oh you can go home and do these exercises yeah 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 it's like someone comes in, they are addressing like an ache or a pain or whatever, I can immediately do something that can make them feel some sort of relief. So I feel like I'm not just like talking in their face. Like I'm
Yeah.
actually like doing something. Okay, you feel better now? Okay, go home and feel even better by doing these exercises. I like that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of techniques that come with soft tissue release. Like there's a whole spectrum. There's a whole class that happened.
Oh my god, not a class. There's a whole like program about just soft tissue release. Yeah. So if that's something you'll be interested in, you could definitely look into careers or programs after AT as
Oh yeah.
well that,
I
that help
want
you teach more soft tissue.
I want to go into massage.
Okay. Okay.
Hopefully. So
Okay.
Popular option
yeah.
for like other people coming out of this program.
Yeah.
So you're not the only one to
Yeah.
Good, good, yeah.
Anything else that you're trying to learn after first year or going down further into the future, like your second or third year?
Hmm.
Because you'll definitely learn soft tissue. I guarantee you that. You'll definitely learn it.
I guess like I'm just more interested or looking forward to the being able to be more like exact with um understanding an injury because right now it's like oh like I can do like an anterior drawer test and be like okay maybe I can feel that your left ankle is more lax than your right ankle but like again with the whole like end range end feels and like how much more lax and like this and that. Like I want to be able to be more exact and be like, okay, I see that this and that because I'm still so fresh. Like I can barely feel like the differences, you know.
Yeah.
So
Just getting like more hands on certain
yeah,
things and understanding like
feeling more
differential things.
positives. Yeah.
That's going to take time because Isabel and I have probably at least seen 100 angles at this point,
Wow.
whereas you've seen like your classmates, right?
Yeah.
So it's
3. Yeah, yeah.
whereas we've seen actual positive signs. So that's just going to come with time, with your placements and number of people you start. People coming over like Tianne, can you help me out here? I think I sprained my ankle, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So don't worry, it'll come.
Okay, just to finish off this episode, any advice you have for any future students who are looking to apply for this program or certificate program?
You know, one thing I wish I did before I came to this program is actually like taking anatomy very seriously. Because, oh my goodness, like one of my anatomy tests, I got like a 56. And then I'm just kind of like, you know what? I'll figure it out in the future.
This is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, anatomy's huge.
And it's very huge. Yeah. And it's like not just like studying to study, like actually like trying to understand and digest like what are you studying? Like the prerequisites are there for a reason. Like you're saving yourself a lot of time, a lot of like extra studying if you just understand and take it seriously now than to have to like backtrack afterwards.
Yeah, good job, Isabel. I know you kept up with your anatomy.
Thanks. But yeah, other than that, that's all the questions we have today. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Tian, for coming on,
Thank you for having
taking
me.
time out of your day. This is a weekend, so Saturday mornings.
Saturday mornings.
Hey, I live here, so it's not that bad. You guys came all the way, like
Yeah, it wasn't too
Half an
bad.
hour.
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll be back next episode. Hopefully with a second year student.
Hopefully, or someone else. We never know yet.
But yeah, thanks for joining us for this conversation today, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.